Hello, good evening, and welcome to Off Track Small Talk. And tonight I'm talking to 307 Hannah Chappell. Good evening, Hannah.
Hello.
I like your doggy friends.
Thank you. He's not meant to be up here, but he is.
And what people won't see, we've spent half an hour trying to keep him out of the room, but we can't keep him out, can we? We need to let him in.
So, yeah, I've tried closing the door without him knowing. Had the door open. He just needs to roam free and just make sure I'm safe at all times.
Yeah.
So,
Definitely safe. It's fine. So we're kind of going on tonight, A, to talk about your dog, and B, because you have a new for you car for the 2022 season. But before we do that, I guess just want to do a bit of background, because you're still quite a relatively newish name on the Formula One scene, but you've been around stock cars for a long time, haven't you?
Yeah, behind the scenes somewhere.
Yeah.
Straight trail off of cars and
But it has. I mean, I think we sort of referenced when we first came on, and there was a bit of a chit chat. You're sort of 6 weeks old or something, 6 months old.
Yeah, so I think my first meeting, I was probably 6 weeks old, and I think it was Coventry. Obviously, I can't remember. I'm just trying to string along stories I've heard from the past. But that sounds about right. Inhaling shale with very young lungs.
Yeah, good. And your first go in a Formula One stock car was courtesy of the much missed Tim Warwick.
Yes.
So how long ago was that? Because my memory's going slightly.
So I've not long turned 16. It was the under 25s championship. Because I quit karting to focus on my GCSEs. And the under 25s was coming along. And Terry Sparks, one of Tim's mechanics, was racing that meeting. He says, "Oh, do you want to do the under 25s? See what you think." I was like, "Yeah, okay, of course." So that was 2015, because I've not long turned 16. That was my first ever debut. But yeah, then it just sort of escalated from there.
Yeah, because it was so those first, I guess, sort of meetings after that was just the under 25s or the odd meeting, wasn't it?
Yeah, so I did the under 25s that year, the under 25s the next year. And then I think I did I went to do the whole meeting for the year after. Tim says, "Oh, you can have the car," or Terry's hiring another car. And then we go into the first corner before we even crossed the green flag. And I got a smack from behind from Liam Gilbank. The water pump shattered into pieces. Luckily, I saw it because the yellow flag's come out, because there's a big crash on the other side of the track. I saw the water trail in my mirror. I was like, "Oh, what is that?" So I pulled off and steam started coming out. Of course, being a big block on tarmac, no one had a big block water pump. They only had a small block. So that was that night over. And then Tim says, "I've gained confidence, even though I only did the practice session and half a lap." He says, "I've gained confidence of you in the car. Do you want to do every Birmingham meeting next year?" I was like, "If you trust me with your car, then yeah."
Yeah. So you said that you have got the bug for it. Tim kind of got the confidence in you in the car, and that kind of went into more consistent approach to taking on some tarmac meetings. First to Birmingham, then it went to Skegness, didn't it? I think.
Yeah, because obviously Birmingham unfortunately closed for a period of time, and me and Tim had the discussion. I think it was like a 2-hour-long phone call of what do we do now. And he says, "Oh, we can do Skegness." He says, "That's a long way," because he lived in Bedford. It was like, "It's a long way to go to Skegness for me to race." It's like, "Yeah, because when I raced Birmingham, it was give me the 40 quid start money." Okay. And then obviously Skegness, I was like, "Well, what do I do about that?" I think I was 19 at the time, so obviously I wasn't on the most amazing pay. What did I do? He's like, "Yeah, just give me start money." It's like, "You get me in for free, you can buy me a pint, give me some start money." I was thinking, yeah, but the fuel for the car, the diesel to tow it all the way up there. But no, it was just, "Oh no, I enjoy watching you race." And I actually think I enjoy watching more than I enjoy doing it myself. So win-win for me.
Absolutely. And then I guess we have to mention that following Tim's really tragic accident, you did take the car on full time.
Yeah, that was the plan anyway. So that last season, so 2020 season, I don't think Tim did one meeting. And he kept saying, "I don't miss it, I don't miss it, I don't miss it." And then over the winter season of 2020 to 2021, Tim said, "I think that's it now. I'm going to hang my helmet. I'm 65, I'm turning 66 this year. I'm getting too old for this." He says, would you be willing to take on my number? Yeah, I said, it's an honour to take on 307. I've been your number one fan since before I can remember. Of course, I'd love to take on your number. So he organised it with Sophie for me to take on his number in such a short period of time of him retiring. And the announcement for his retirement was going to be the June Skegness meeting, me pulling on the track as number 307, which we still did, but unfortunately it was under a different circumstance.
Yeah. No, and it's great, I guess, that you still kind of sort of raising his memory in some respects, and with his number, which is fantastic, isn't it?
Yeah.
Cheers, Hannah. And then, so we're present day. We're in 2022.
Yeah.
We spoke at the beginning that there's a new car for you for this season. And as we always do on this kind of this program that we've put together, it's over to you now to reveal your car for the 2022 season.
So the Tim Warwick car is still in the background. She won't make a show for a little while. She's under some heavy repairs. But the new girl that's coming out to play, like I say, is a new to me car. She's been around for some time. Lots of people have seen her. Lots of people are fascinated with her. She's a stunning car. My dad's been obsessed with the car for a long time. And then obviously when we saw it come up for sale, he was, oh, shall we? But it was a lot of money. So we went to Oddsall. We spoke to this person. He says, it is what it is. This is the car. You know how good it is. It's up to you. My dad was there thinking, much to my mum's demise, about it. And the kick that pushed us to get the car was looking back at Tim. My dad says, Norman Butcher, who got my dad into racing, says he always didn't have a good car, but he was an amazing driver. I'd love to see what he would be like in good kit. I never had a good car. This is my dad speaking. I'd love to see what I would have done in good kit. I'd love to see how Tim would have done in good kit. He says, so you're going to answer all those questions by doing this. He says, with everything that happened to Tim, you're only going to get my money when I die anyway. Do you want to make some memories? And I was like, oh, when you put it like that, okay, we'll go make some memories then. So bought the car. We got it down not long ago. We're doing some repairs. Got the panels back 2 days ago now. There has been some rumours about which car it is. I have driven the car before, and I think lots of people have guessed which car it is. It is the X445 car, Nigel Green, the one that won the World Championship. So I've got very big shoes to fill. He is a very skilled driver, might I add. It's not just the car. The car is amazing, but he is also amazing. So there's a lot to learn with the car. But I am really looking forward to progressing, what I have got, and seeing where I can go with the experience I have got from the past.
Hannah, that was a fantastic story which you kind of shared there of how you've come to buy what is an iconic car in stock car racing, and like you say, people buy kind of great cars, and there's always a bit of an expectation on their shoulders that they should do well. Do you feel a little bit of that coming into the season now?
I felt it at Gala night. It was when Nigel Green made the announcement the night before that I'm going out in his car. I was reading all the comments, people guessing who it was, and it's a great car, they'll do really well in it. And I was thinking, oh my God. My dad was like, this is going to be your first race win. And I was like, oh my God. So there was a lot of pressure. I think there is, like I say, big boots to fill. But I just want to go and have some fun. Obviously, I do want to win. A yellow roof would be amazing. My dad would be killing me for saying this, but yeah, I do just want to have some fun and make memories. But yeah, race win would be amazing.
So that going back to that Gala night, was that to go and see if you liked the car, or had kind of the deal been done at that point, or was it a bit like we're not sure? So how did that come about?
That was sort of see what you think. 1, small block, 2, tarmac car, 3, set up for the best, etc., etc. So it was see if you like it, see how you get on with the car, see if it suits you, and then we'll sit down and think about it. And I unfortunately didn't have the best of luck. I did accumulate some punctures that night. But when I did actually finish the race, I did do really, really well. And I did really enjoy it. And that showed the potential that I have got with the car. It was a lot to learn in one night because it is so different. The driving style, the handling, everything that I've learned had to be unlearned for oval racing. But it was a teaser, a tester, just to confirm before we depart with this amount of money, are you actually going to do any good in it? And someone did say to me, is that car going to be wasted on you? But, oh well, if it is, it is.
That's a little fair, isn't it? So yeah, no, I'm sure it won't be. Brilliant that Nigel gave the opportunity for you to go out and test it, if you like, because I mean, it's a brilliant car to take out on a stock car track, isn't it?
Yeah, he was amazing all night as well. The encouragement and the tips he gave me, I'd come back and he'd go, how do you feel that was, Hannah? Oh yeah, I felt like it was better, this, that, the other. And he'd go, you're still not going fast enough. And then he'd come back and he'd go, how do you think that was? He says, yeah, you looked a lot better. I was like, yeah, it was good. And he's like, you're still not braking late enough. But yeah, so the car is just amazing. Nigel was really good. Andy Maynard was good, helping us out that night as well. It was just brilliant. We also got lots of help from the Warehams and Black Sheep Racing. They were really good. They've helped us out a lot, especially since we lost Tim. They've been sort of family, which is really good. So they helped us out that night as well, just adapting to the car, giving me, words of wisdom, how Ashley adapted to a small block and the lines she takes and everything, which I know drivers are meant to give each other tips, but they've been amazing. They put that aside. Yes, on track we're against each other, but off track we still need to help each other. We're a team. It's been brilliant. So everyone's been amazing.
No, it does sound that. I think that the one thing that I've learned from doing all these interviews is that, and you referenced it really on, is that you can't win a race just because you've got a decent car. There's so many components that go into being successful on a stock car track. So with that in mind, has Nigel given you loads of hints and tips about what you need to do, or is it just are you kind of going on learning as you go?
So he gave me lots of tips and tricks on the night. Obviously the night was limited because obviously Freddie's doing a lot of karting, so he got there as soon as he possibly could. He got the tail end of testing and then obviously the racing. So he helped me out, giving me advice on what he could see and what I need to do better, etc. Depending on how much racing Freddie's doing this year, obviously needs to prioritise his son over a customer as such. But I'm sure he'll be more than happy to give me a few tips and words of wisdom.
It's a great news story for the sport, and I think you're a stock car driver, but I think there's a big focus at the minute on the number of females that we've got in Formula 1 stock car racing, because it's almost at odds, isn't it, with what stock cars is, and you've got females doing it, and I think it's absolutely fantastic and brilliant, and there's a good group of you now, and it's a real good publicity thing for the sport, I think.
Yeah, it is good, and it's, you know, it's awesome to say that I am one of those amazing ladies that do the F1. You know, like when Phoebe qualified for the world final, I was crying my eyes out, and so it was, you know, we do when we do get together and talk, you know, but in a way, it's shy to admit, but they are sort of my heroes as well. You know, no, you're going race that, and you know, you're doing this and you're doing that, and yeah, it's amazing to see, especially the amount of women we've got out there now. Obviously, there's been loads in the past, and there'll be loads to come, but it is nice to see how many are at one given time.
Yeah, no, it is. It's brilliant. So looking at the 2020 season, and we were kind of putting this out because Skegness is coming up on Friday in a few days' time. Is debut this coming Friday? Is that still the plan?
As long as the car is ready. Yeah. So my poor dad, he's actually booked this week off work to finish the car. You know, he's shattered, bless him. My brother's been down there, you know, after school, after, you know, he's been doing part-time because he's 17, he's been doing part-time jobs, and you know, he's been helping out as much as he can. Me and my fiance James have been down there every Sunday. So James does his racing as well, so it's been flat out. We've really been putting everything into it, trying to get it ready for Skegness, and it is still the plan. It's just as to whether my dad calls me on the Wednesday night and says it's not going to be ready. But it is the plan to be out at Skegness. The car isn't 100% finished yet, sponsorship wise. So I have had Keith and Alfie Pierce sponsor me. I've had Myeloma, Alfie Battle Racing, and then my most recent Dirtfish. But I haven't managed to get the stickers made for the car yet because it's all such short notice, because I did have a major sponsorship lined up, which unfortunately I had to pull out last minute. So it was, can anyone sponsor me? We've spent loads of money. What do we do? And I have been really lucky that the sport that we're in, people have come forward. Project 12 as well, he's offered. He did the last car as well. He's amazing. So they've helped out. So the car won't be 100% finished, but it will look good. And hopefully be ready for Skegness too.
Yeah, no, it does look good. It does look good at the moment, but it's still very recognisable as the ex Nigel Green car. So I think, you know, you can't disguise it, Hannah. The people will know. They will all know.
Well, I've told them as well now. That secret's out.
And my final question. So we've got Skegness hopefully this Friday. What are the plans for this season?
So we're going to do as many time at meetings as we can. Hopefully all of them. All depends on, you know, any damage that we accumulate, being just, you know, a family fixing the car and everything. You know, time is limited. So as long as I don't accumulate too much damage, we will be out for every time at meeting. I'm a bit iffy on Buxton, but we'll see. Fortunately, obviously I did miss Hensford, but we'll be out for every time meeting. And then if the old girl gets back up and running eventually, then we might do a few debuts in Shale, but that'll probably be the next season now. Yeah,
okay, brilliant. Hannah, thank you so much for taking time out tonight. It was obviously a very busy week for you. Before you go, I mean, obviously you mentioned your dad, and I guess a huge thanks to him, because we're sitting here talking about this new stock car for you on the basis of him saying, do you want to make some memories, which I think is a fantastic story.
Yeah, it is good. Oh, I can't wish for a better dad. You know, he's got me into racing ever since I was very, very little. So, you know, he's got me into it. He's paid for everything up until recently, where I've been able to contribute little bits, but I'll never ever be able to repay him. The only way I'll be able to repay him is, like he says, by making memories and making him proud with some results.
And I'm sure you will. I'm sure you will. Hannah, thank you so much. And I look forward to seeing you at Skegness on Friday.
Thank you.
Thank you.